32,000 vitality. Cortal, this has been a very productive stream for Cortal. Just dicking around in our inventory has given us very, very strong results for Cortal. And we're not even done with dicking around in our inventory. We need to dump a bunch of stuff that we don't need and stuff like that. But anyway, pretty sizable boost there. Silria, basically untouched. We've gone from 26,223 to 26,666, and that's it. We haven't changed our DPS at all. Everything else is the same. Silria is not changing as a result of any of the stuff that we just did. We need to eventually figure out what we're going to do with her. But from a fundamental perspective, part of the reason that she didn't change much is because she's already got all of her stuff kind of in order in terms of the stuff that we already have. We might eventually need to purge some of the things off of this belt. We do need to eventually replace these boots with something stronger, but they are already fairly strong. There's a lot of things that are eventually going to be upgraded, but for now, she's just in an okay but not amazing position. So Ashcore has gone from 14... Wasn't this 200 just now? Does this change when I just... Anyway, we've got like a tiny boost to DPS, a fairly marginal boost to Vitality, but it is an increase to both. And Korgrick has had a 6-7% increase to damage, and a whatever 800 is out of 30k increase to Vitality. So everything's increased a little bit, pretty much across the board. I don't think anybody's had a drop in any stat, right? Let's see. Oh wait, no. Korgrick has more DPS here. Why did my damage drop on you, my friend? I swapped some of this character's gear, and now they have slightly lower DPS. I think it's partially just due to the fact... I removed this belt for this one, which is sort of like a temporary belt. And upgrading some of my other stuff wasn't sufficient. This, I think, was kind of a side grade over Hera. So we're going to need to work on Korgrick's gear. Korgrick has some absolutely garbage stuff. The one benefit that Korgrick does have is that most of this stuff has secondary effects that are pretty good, but like this is 21 speed, 15 armor class, and plus 6 to all stats. Those are very, very low values. So I need to work on that. So let's work on Korgrick a bit more extensively, because we still have 15 minutes left before... God damn it. We still have 15 minutes left before we're supposed to be ending stream. I didn't click on the 4. I don't know what you're talking about. I was not actually expecting that this was going to be purely an inventory management stream. I was intending to spend 30 minutes doing inventory management and then move on with my life, but it turns out that actually there's a lot of stuff that I can do. Obviously, like, we could swap off the Scholar's Cap and get a huge boost to our Vitality, or to anything else that we wanted. It would depend on what we equipped in its place. But I really don't think that I have a strong interest in doing that right now. So this is my strongest item, so it should not be the one in front. This is, I'm pretty sure, my weakest item. So we're going to test against that one. So like this, for example, is already a boost to both stats. Oh, this gives endurance. I didn't realize. Okay. Do we have any rings that are actually good? This gives 62 into this is actually a fairly decent ring. Yeah, this is definitely a thing to check. Let's see. And it is still one of the weakest rings that I have. Oops. This ring I think is my weakest right now. Yes, it's pretty much the weakest thing by every metric. So we can just go ahead and compare it against something else that has just like kind of a decent setup. It doesn't need to be crazy. It just needs to be a decent setup because what we currently have equipped is so bad. Like even something like this is an upgrade, and I could actually improve this a lot. That like getting these HP up to a decent value isn't that expensive. Let's see. This is a similar item, but with a weaker affix. It would be better to just pump the thing. Luck, fire resistance. I also have some very weak items on Ashcore as well. So because I have some stuff that's just like basically mostly just int gear, which is obviously suboptimal to use. This gives speed and endurance. This gives luck and all resistances and air resistance. Is this something it's worth thinking about? Because I could boost this up a bit. I don't think I'm going to worry about that one. It's fine. Do I have any other rings around? Fusion ring. I shouldn't have any more rings in this inventory, I don't think. Alright, let's take a look at you. This is the luck ring. It also has mind magic. It is actually a fairly significant drop to my vitality because the of Doom effect is just that strong. Because of the fact that it gives a boost to literally everything. This is boots. I don't know why I'm looking at boots. This might... do we want to... just kind of build a custom item even? How many items do we have? Because luck is just a generically useful stat. Do we want to just make a decent ring by pumping this up to maybe like the point where we can use crafting rubies? And basically just add affixes to it as we go? Because we could just put double luck on a ring. Double luck is not a bad thing to have, honestly. Double luck gives both increased crit chance and increased resistance. I don't really have that much. I feel like accuracy might be a more powerful stat for me right now. Or potentially speed. Speed's a very good stat. I don't have that much speed on Severia, weirdly enough. So if I were to just take a ring that had like this ring, if I just start pumping the accuracy on this ring, let's do this. If we pump the accuracy on this ring a bit, we can basically just go, we can explore the space. So what kind of effect do we need right now? We need this. We need a crafting amethyst to boost this. So now it's at 33. We now have fire resistance as a secondary and water magic skill. We don't really want either of those, so we can use another one of these amethysts if we have more. I actually don't know how many like stat boosting items I even have left. I imagine that we're starting to get kind of low. But we do have a lot of topazes. Okay, here's a bunch of amethysts. So we can't do another amethyst, so we would need to go to a crafting amber. Personality or body magic. I don't really want either of those. So do we have more? I don't really want to use all of these 75s yet, both because they're more valuable than the 60s, but almost more importantly, because they give a bigger boost per point, and I want to have the maximum number of clicks before we go. And I guess I could just not worry about it and just reload if I don't get a good result and then just do a different item. I could also just like fully try to do just fish for RNG that I want, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to fish for RNG on the item. But I could just check the item, see if I get a good result. If I don't get a good result, just reload. Because this is a fairly expensive thing to be doing for a fairly marginal item. This is actually not a terrible item if I upgrade it. So we do have other options as well, but personality is not something that I want to put a bunch of onto an item. I already have a shit ton of personality items. All right, so personality we definitely don't want, and we don't want body magic on this. So spirit plus 12 or armor class. The spirit plus 12 might not be a bad idea, actually. Except for the fact that I don't really want the spirit magic to be on an accuracy ring. Accuracy is a weird stat to put onto that kind of a thing. So I could double up on accuracy now. This is a thing that I can do. We could have this thing get accuracy and accuracy, and then start fishing for a good third slot. And if we don't get a good third slot, it's also probably fine. So yeah, let's do that. Let's figure out what it is that we need. Is it an hourglass? Second base enchantment is hourglass. Perfect. So hourglass U. So now we have 65 and 56. And spirit magic again. Very funny. Let's see here. I am going to save this. I'm happy with this ring as it is. So I don't feel the need to protect myself from it getting crazy. 24 HP and Thinger, not really interesting. Light magic plus 12 is kind of funny. We have plus 13 right now, but the character this is going on would plus light magic on that character. Do we need that? Do we need accuracy on you? I don't have good enough rings on you to justify doing this as light magic. I'd also need to upgrade it a bit to make it equivalent to what we already have. So what do we have now? Spell points and regen spell points over time. Not stellar. Not what we are looking for. Do we have another red? I don't even know that I can use another red. I might need to start using sunstones at this point. Alright, I think I'm just going to start using sunstones. Okay. Fire magic. Dark magic. And, oh, no, that's not a... Okay, water magic. Earth magic. Okay. This is all going fine. This is going fine. So what's next? Emeralds that we don't have? I don't even know that we have any of these. So that's fine. So we now have a plus 150 accuracy ring just for funsies. That doesn't have any secondary effects on it at all. Do I want to give this to you, or do I actually want to give it to you? I feel like this has body resistance, which is specifically for you. This gives a little bit of might, gives mostly HB, endurance. I think I'm going to give this to you. Because the power boost isn't that important. For you, this is a fairly huge boost for you, and we're sacrificing some vitality, and by some I mean quite a lot apparently. Was this item really worth that much vitality, or did I swap something else off as well? This item was worth so much vitality on you. Holy shit. Why is this such a... That's massive. That's like a 10% vitality difference. Which, it's also a 10% vitality difference on you, I guess. So, okay. So this gives us a nice solid improvement where we've got you boosted in everything. We've got a little bit more damage on Severia, but we have moved some of the power out of Severia. Kortal has a huge power boost and exactly the same amount of vitality. We have basically the same stats for you. We have basically the same for you. You've gotten about a 3% increase, 4% increase in damage, and almost a 10% increase in durability. That's good. I think that that's a good place to finish up this section. How much regen would I get off of giving you another point in regen? 3. Nothing, basically. Okay. So, I think we're basically prepared for the next things, our next stuff on our agenda. I'm actually going to reload back to the autosave because the autosave will be before I... Is the autosave before I did the alchemy? It doesn't matter. I don't really need to check it that much. So we've gotten a fairly decent boost for everyone. We have... actually, that's not true. The alchemy was mostly just for Kortal. We didn't really do that much with anybody else. So at the moment, if we still don't get a benefit out of getting an elemental thing on Severia. So we don't need to do the elemental resist potion here. The self-resistance potion over here is going to be impactful. No, Kortal already has it. For Silria, it'll be beneficial. It's beneficial for everybody because none of these people have an artifact that makes it so that they care. But in terms of energy damage, it's actually going to make a pretty big difference. It's going to basically give me 60 more resistance to energy damage on all these people. Because their self resistances are at least 60 behind their elemental resistances. They don't have any elemental resistances that are within 60 of their weakest link. So energy resistance is going to be pumped a lot as we start accumulating some catalysts. That'll be a pretty big benefit. We probably should have made those potions first instead of giving Kortal those stat potions. But at the very least, Kortal's in a much better position now to simultaneously survive attacks and dish out damage. We'll hopefully be able to heal a bit better as well. We've got a shared life heal for 1,500 now. That's honestly, I think that's like a 50% bonus over what we had before. I think we were critting for like 1,000, maybe 1,100. So maybe it's like 20 to 30% increase instead, but like still a pretty significant difference. Is it a significant difference compared to the amount of damage that we're taking? Not terribly, honestly. But we're going to be doing a lot more damage with our hits, which will hopefully lead into getting a bunch of damage dealt to the enemies. I don't think I need the topazes. The topazes, I'm pretty sure I could just convert up to amethysts. Do I want to just convert up some of this stuff and work on this item some more? No, I think that's wasteful. But yeah, I think that we've done a pretty decent job of both clearing out a bunch of our inventory space, so everybody has a decent bit of inventory space now, as well as making ourselves a little bit more prepared for dealing with a very difficult area that we're about to get into. So we haven't done anything too crazy because we haven't been able to upgrade our like bonuses to like individual magic skills. We're going to need a lot more levels if we're going to make something like that happen. But I think we're in okay shape aside from that. I'm anticipating that the area we're going to is going to be fairly difficult, but I don't think it's going to be that insane. I think we'll be able to probably fight toe-to-toe with a single gold dragon. I think a gold dragon boss is going to require that we kite it. Turns out we're giving my hand another day of rest, which I wasn't expecting because it's already after 1. But I think that's going to be it for today. So tomorrow we are not going to do any inventory management at the start. We're not going to, there's other stuff that I could do in my inventory. I don't want to do it right now. I've cleared up some space. I've got a very clear and coherent thing to do for, like, I just need to put Philosopher's Stones in and then just slap them at these resilience potions, for instance. Like, I'm probably just going to do these resilience potions first, even though it's probably not as effective as doing the self-resists. I'm just going to do this because I can just do that immediately. The second that I find a Philosopher's Stone, the first 4 of them that I find are just slapping into these and getting that done very quickly. We unfortunately lost one of them because of a dope, but that's fine as well. And that's going to be it for today. So thank you for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure streaming this for you today. And hopefully tomorrow we're killing dragons like I labeled the title of the stream today. But the YouTube video will be titled something about inventory management because I might be a liar, but I only lie live. I put the lie in live streamer. Okay. Later, folks.